I'm like making sure my sub tanks are full.
No, that's fine.
Anyway, welcome back to Mega Man.
That's my line.
I will admit, I am surprised you figured out that that Armored Armadillo stage is the best way to grind for sub tanks.
Because I did so, like, many times before.
Yeah. It really is. The beginning part really is the best way to actually grind.
Yeah. Anyway, 8 rematch time. First of all, we're gonna... First of all, this hunking thing, who I'm pretty sure some people have a thing for. And the only thing I can ask in those cases is, are you scaly or are you like whatever the robot equivalent of furry, scaly, avian, yada yada is?
A wiry?
Maybe a circuitry? I feel like circuitry would be
I like circuitry. I like circuitry, actually.
I think it's mechanical.
No, I like circuitry the best.
I mean, mechanically?
Mechanically.
I mean, I guess robosexual is a word that Futurama brought into the vocabulary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Futurama's vocabulary.
That was a really weird episode.
That is a very
really
weird
episode.
I mean, that's kind of the par for the course for Futurama. They're kind of supposed to be weird in their own way. But yeah, in that episode specifically, it's even more the case.
Yeah. I'm also like I'm also kind of like asking myself the question of which episodes of Futurama were a case of the writer's poorly disguised fetish. The Amazonians had got to be one of them.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Every show has a writer's barely disguised fetish.
Yeah.
Unless
everything is in it.
When it's every single episode. Same for Martin Mystery.
Then maybe less Martin Mystery, but more Totally Spies. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit.
But yeah, I'm not denying that they're there in Martin Mystery. I'm just saying there's less of it compared to Totally Spies.
And then there was season 4 of The Boys, where it really wasn't poorly disguised. It was just hiding in plain sight.
It was just totally blatant, out in the open.
I'm telling you, that episode with Tech Knight was... No, that was the first time the show actually made me like a little bit on the squeamish side.
Yeah, that's fair.
Bloody or something we can't mention on YouTube?
Wait, what was the first thing you said?
Bloody.
Oh no, not bloody. But I won't say around the halfway point of season 4 of The Boys. Spoilers, by the way. There's
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could just easily just say it's like. Say
you could type it privately.
Okay. The only thing I'll say is that it involves cake.
Okay.
So because my mind either went gore or a certain really messed up way.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's nothing like that. No gore, no children, no animals. So
not involving children. Not involving children.
Thank fuck.
I will type it to you, Victor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Also, that was an easy boss fight. Sorry, we completely glossed over it.
I mean, it's Spark Banjo. It's Spark Banjo, and it's a rematch, so...
It's almost as... it's almost as easy as Storm Eagle. Like we said already. Or like I said already.
I would consider Spark Banjo a lot easier, because you can get him in a loop. There's a reason why it's called Spark Banjo Syndrome.
Okay,
Spark Banjo Syndrome. Jesus.
I'm typing to you right now what it was.
Oh God!
Yep.
Jesus Christ!
Oh God! Oh boy! I can't wait.
No, God.
I can't wait to see this. That's good. That's a great sign.
You deserve to lose your goddamn job.
But they didn't.
Okay.
It got put in the show.
Anyway, there is Spark Launch Octopus without his arms. He loses his life drain in with this, so he just spams his missiles.
Yep.
That makes it makes a little bit of sense, I guess.
The nerfing hurts Launch Octopus way more than Flame Mammoth. Mostly because Flame Mammoth doesn't really change that much to the to losing his trunk, but Launch Octopus is literally nerfed to hell without his tentacles.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess I left it in, but at some point I am just going to give up on this because I don't know if it's like actually possible to get.
Charge up. Charge up. Sting, Chameleon Sting.
All right.
Like I said, it makes you invincible.
Ah. Yeah, I feel like that's one of those kinds of things that you can only really know if you have like Nintendo Power or something like that.
Or if you experiment.
Well, yeah, but I'm
Or
not
if
really,
or if you have the time to experiment.
Well, you have to realize this was in the day and age where games were fucking expensive and people only had like 5 of them per console. Contrary to modern days where games are fucking expensive and people somehow manage to get like 20 of them.
You know, it's very hard to get those two mixed up. I don't know. Actually, no. It's very easy to. It's very hard to get those two mixed up. It's pretty obvious there.
That's it for the. Yeah, that is it for the boss room matches.
And now.
Now
we have.
Gonna have a hard time because it's week 2. The boomerang cutter.
And he used up all of his boomerang cutter with trying to get the life.
I still feel like this boss is pretty decent. The one thing you just need to know is that, you know, the bottom part you cannot hurt, only the top part and...
Only the top part, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those
just
cases
be careful
where
when either part is near a wall because it will slam you to the ground.
You know, this feels like the end boss you'd see at the first Mega Man game, you know, with the Yellow Devil. But it's not actually the Yellow Devil.
I will also say one thing. I'm really glad that the teeth are not actual spikes. Because this seems like the kind of game to do something like that.
They don't well, they do that type of thing, but it's not to an awful degree. Like Storm Eagle will kill you if he knocks you off the ledge.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's the ledge, you know, fall damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not the fall damage, just falling.
Yeah.
Straight up falling.
Yeah. Falling into a bottomless pit.
Oh, look. Oh, bitch, you got jacked. Bitch.
Uh-oh.
Well, you did get it, so...
Oh, you cheese.
I did get it.
You cheese ball.
And now it's time for the final stage.
Yep, which...
Sigma himself.
It's basically a vertical corridor. And if you take a look at those holes, out of those holes come like worm, larvae-like enemies. And if you take them down, they can drop either. Yeah, so they drop either big energy, small energy, big ammo, small ammo. Do they spawn lives as well?
Yes, they do spawn lives.
Yeah. But the one thing I really recommend is to just back out and go back to the stage that plays itself. with the bats and whatnot. I feel like that would be a way
Well,
better way
before
to
you
grind.
enter the stage. Before you enter the stage.
Yeah. Also, one thing I find pretty interesting, if you get a game over and you go back to this stage, or, well, any stage, you remain your sub-tanks if you had them charged, but if you restart the game, it does not remember your, how many health you had in your sub-tanks.
If you were fast enough, you can actually Hadouken the dog and Sigma 1.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, try and beat this game in one sitting.
Well, the alternative option is leave the console on. Which, you know,
Too, yeah.
Which, you know, parents aren't really going to appreciate that much if you have one that really cares about the energy bill, which is the #1 reason why I never got to finish Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone on PS1 as a kid, because we didn't have a memory card.
And you have an electric bill.
Well, my mother was really
your parents had them.
My mother was really concerned about the electric bill, more than my father anyway. I don't think it ever got like really out of hand, but yeah, it was the kind of thing where I had to be really careful about my about what I did with power. But then I didn't really use the computer a lot with her, because when I was with her, my computer time was rather limited. So yeah. But then she was also the kind of person to assume that, you know, spending too much time on screens is bad for you, which maybe, but still.
Anyway.
It's really weird that Sigma 1 is weak to the electric spark.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I grinded, and I'm just gonna, like, use this strategy. I don't care. I just want the game to be over with. Piss off. Leave me be.
This is why I'm doing the rest of the series.
So that we can just get it over with.
And so I can actually have a competent person playing these games.
I mean, look at the gameplay. This is pretty competent, right?
Yeah, this is. Yeah,
You're
this is
not
actually.
using you don't use charge shots, okay?
Yeah, I don't need them.
Listen, man. That's. There's different ways of playing games, right?
Yeah.
I know that. I'm just giving him shit.
Well, that's gross.
He's reminder this whole thing is because he was whiny.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're pretending to be an elitist. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was harsh.
Well, to be fair, okay. The no charge shots. That's me actually being. It's like, why the fuck aren't you charging, you stupid motherfucker?
Because you touch yourself at night.
Fuck you.
As we all know, Victor is the most asexual.
The Hadouken cannot touch. Final Sigma. No, not this
No,
one. Not this one.
it's you forgot you never mind.
Also, it's funny because we all know that it's not actually the final Sigma, because the final Sigma is like 6 games later.
7
games later.
But until Capcom remembers, oh yeah, we haven't really done anything with this series.
You know, I'm
There's
trying
no
to,
way we're
I'm trying
getting
to
an
remember,
X
but
nine.
I don't recall like 8 being like actual Sigmas doing, right?
I'll tell you off screen. Unless if you guys want me to just say it here.
I'm fine with it.
I mean, no one's gonna remember in like 10 years.
It is technically Sigma, but the final boss is basically had his own style of corruption.
Right. Now I could make
the coolest design for Sigma. 8 does have the coolest design for Sigma, though.
Yeah. Now I was about to make a really harsh comparison, but I don't think that's wise to do in this day and age. So we're just gonna watch Sigma's castle collapse. or fortress
So
or whatever.
Castlevania is destroyed.
And you, Mega Man X, will forever live on as a legendary Dragon Hunter. Wait, Dragon Hunter? Why is that
Wait, what?
confusing me? Dracula Hunter, whatever.
Who's a dragon ball? Collector of the
Those
dragon's
who
balls.
sacrifice themselves for the victory will never return.
There's only one who sacrificed, and he's going to return in the very
Until
next
the-
game.
I was gonna just say that, you fucking asshole. I was going to say
Got him.
you stole my thunder. Yeah, don't worry, folks. Zero will be back in the next game.
Yeah.
Disturb my
Well, I mean... Okay, look, I'm gonna be honest. I really feel like there's hardly any emotional detachment to Zero in this game, because, like, he was only in 3 cutscenes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's still a heroic sacrifice, but it's hard to really care for Zero.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
I'm
I
assuming there was...
care more about Zero in this game than I do for the Tinkerer in Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Right.
Eh.
Now, I do feel like Zero has more of a significance in the game manual, but guess what? I don't have one.
We don't have it. Yeah.
But yeah,
Manuals don't exist anymore.
The whole aspect of forcing people to care about Zero carries more of a significance in the later games where they actually can do storytelling in the game. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, the storytelling that is here.
Types of credits. I like these types of credits where they just read off the enemy list.
Yeah.
My personal favorite credits is X3's. Because we also get power and speed levels for each of the bosses.
Yeah, but what does that really mean?
Nothing, but it's still a neat little mechanic.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, no, don't get me wrong, I feel like storytelling in these kinds of games is doable, but maybe I'm just influenced by modern game design, but I'm really just the kind of person to expect a 5-minute cutscene between every mission.
Is it? That's what we call AAA gaming in 2025.
I mean,
get some of that in X8.
Look, people laugh about Metal Gear Solid 4, how you watch a cutscene.
Now it's literally just a movie.
And then you watch a cutscene, and then you crawl underneath a truck, like gameplay, and then it's another cutscene. I mean, back then, you know, people found that odd, but let's be real, that was what modern game design was going to be like.
Inadvertently so.
And because of all those fancy-looking cutscenes, that's why games gotta be so expensive. And that's why we now have $80 games. It's all the fault.
Thanks
It's all fault
of Kojima.
of Metal Gear Solid 4.
It's the fault of Kojima
Yeah.
and Konami.
Well, to be fair, like I don't even think that Death Stranding has that many cutscenes, right? Death Stranding was pretty gameplay filled, correct?
And you as Mega Man X.
Didn't know we were actors.
This is so cheesy, but I really do like when games thank me.
I think the only one where
Thank the player.
I think the only one where it really hit me was the end credits for Persona 5 and or Persona 5 Royal. But that was because that game was like a huge trip. So, well, okay, not trip, but journey? Yeah. It's because it was a huge journey, so it really hit me. You know, the ending, the theme that played, which I think was Boku something. I'm not going to bother saying it because I don't know Japanese. It was really welcoming Persona 5 in my opinion, and I guess with this game as well. Do the games keep on doing that?
There are a few games that do that.
Okay.
Or do you mean the X Games?
The X Games.
The X Games don't do that.
Okay, just the first one.
Just
We'll
wait, the music's speeding up here.
Yeah.
Victor didn't think to push a button.
I didn't think to, cut footage.
No, I thought
Victor
about.
didn't think to cut it. Didn't think to press the button because that's what triggers this.
But yeah, this is Sigma basically telling us, hey, guess what?
I'm still alive.
I'm back, bitch.
No, I'm still alive, motherfucker. Sigma was the original William Afton.
And I didn't want to like risk
better
pressing the
not
wrong
be.
button.
Oh my god. You baby back bitch. You baby back bitch.
Your mother.
Yeah,
Well, that means Victor's next playthrough is going to be Mighty Number 9.
yeah. Yeah.
Don't give them any
Well,
unreasonable
not-
expectations.
Which means 4 hour credit.
We're not like doing that right away, but soon-ish. Soon TM.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Or probably not ever, who knows.
No, I'm gonna be honest. If we are doing Mighty Number 9, it's going to be an April Fool's thing. If I'm doing it, it's going to be an April Fool's thing.
What I want to do for an April Fool's.
I do Mighty Gunvolt first.
I would do like, you know what I would probably do for a fucking April Fool's joke
Not
thing?
April
Not
Fools.
well,
not
it's
saying
not really an
April
April Fool's. It's not really an April Fool's thing, but like, you know what? No, you're gonna have to find out like next like for yourselves because I'm not telling you.
Yeah, we're probably gonna we're probably gonna like take the April Fool's episodes in turns if we want to keep them going. So yeah, look out for 3/4 years from now where I play Mighty Number 9 and I don't skip through the credits. Yippee!